Evening, Mark.
Oh,
And happy birthday for yesterday.
yes, happy birthday, Mark. Many happy returns. Dirty Faces.
Good evening,
Hi,
Dirty
John.
Faces.
Hi, how you doing out there? Hope everybody's good. Kaz, as you can hear, has got the coffee wheezes. Me, I'm good. Me,
And the doc's put me on higher morphine, so I'm a bit,
yeah, she's a bit spaced.
yeah, a bit.
Yeah. No alcohol for Caroline.
No, I'm on squash.
Definitely not. I've been up the woods doing some maintenance. There'll be a little video up probably tomorrow if I get a chance to do it. And it's just a little snapshot of what we've done or what I was doing this weekend. And it was basically my way of paying the guys back for the use of the woods. So I chuck in and give them a hand with a bit of maintenance and that. And this weekend they needed to use an excavator. And yeah, ex-Royal Engineer. Of course, I got an excavator's ticket. So I got an unlimited excavator ticket. I can pretty much operate up to any size anywhere. So I went in today. I haven't done it in a couple of years. Went in today, or went in yesterday. And today they hired in the excavator, and I jumped on it and chucked in. Got the work that they needed to get, or the bits they wanted to get done and out of the way. So they're happy men. And I got given a bottle of Bud. Right. So I'm not a lager drinker normally. However, when I was a nipper, when I first started drinking, one of the things I used to drink, especially on a hot summer's day, was a lager and lime. Okay.
As opposed to me, my vodka and lime.
Those of you out there that might find this offensive, I apologise. But I've never been a big lager fan. So drop a lime in my glass, and I'm going to top it off.
In a cider glass.
In a cider glass, yeah. I'm going to top it off with a drop of lager, and I'm either going to spit this out in the next 30 seconds and go, or I'm going to go, it's just as I remember. Yeah, oh yeah.
Heavy equipment ops, definitely.
Yeah. It was it was a good day, to be honest with you. And it's nice, again, after not doing it for a long time.
Oh, well, so
to jump on a machine and whack into it.
John can see where they make that from the back door.
Okie doke. Well, I'm going to give you an honest opinion of what I think of it. They'll probably be spitting bullets knowing that I'm putting a drop of lime with it. But when I was a lad, when I were a boy, it was quite a big thing. A lot of people used to drink lager and lime or
alcohol and glasses rather than horns and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, if I get another person show me their Viking drinking horn.
See, they don't drink it.
No?
They don't like it.
Well,
so you send it over here.
I'm just about to give you my honest opinion of it. Yeah. And the last... last beer last lager I had was a Czech one. And that was... It's one that Dan brought over for me. It had a picture of a goat on it. And I like that. That was quite a nice lager.
Jesse got you. It was like a 2-pint, but it looked like a plastic bomb, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the one that had a picture of a goat on it. That was a very nice beer. And again, lager, isn't it? It's one of those things. Some lagers quite pleasant, other lagers are pants.
I can't do beer, lager, stout. No. Just tastes too hinky for me. Cider, yes. That's no. Yeah, I think, John, that's probably one of the reasons why Dan's moved over there, because he does like lager.
He does like lager. Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll drink it because I've opened it.
Don't go wasting my roses.
No disrespect. No disrespect to Alex, the chap that gave it to me, but Yes, I think I'm going to stick with the old ciders. You know,
So,
it's
so
cider
Mark,
and
what's
Guinness
your drink of choice then?
because that's bland. That's the way I can describe that.
So, what's all a drink of choice? Me, I'll be cider. I did have the vodka and lime the other day. I haven't had that for ages, and I really did enjoy it.
Pardon me. I'll be honest
Or
with
tea,
you.
Vicar.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan.
No.
Bland. It's not a lot of.
It's
and
bubbly. It looks like the old pomade, is it?
And if that's that bland,
JD, yeah. I used to drink a lot of JD.
Yeah.
I like the spicy one.
Dirty Faces.
or
Yeah,
normal.
yeah, me too. Dirty Faces. Oh, I love it. I look forward to Sunday. In actual fact, one of the demands I made on the guys this weekend was I'm out of the woods at a sensible time, so I can get home, get a scoff. I've even had a shower for you guys. Look,
I've got
all fresh, clean.
I had the washing done. I got dinner. So we cheated tonight. It was just a pucker pie on it and mash and peas. But,
went down a tree. Excuse me, keep belching. That's gassy. God,
evening kitten.
What's Bud Light like then? Because I'm not a fan of. I've never been a fan of light beers. But that's We're just discussing for a minute. It's new. Budweiser.
What's your tipple of choice?
Not
we got
my
some
tipple
JD.
of choice.
We got cider. Czech lager.
Yeah.
Do you like a bit of port and lemon?
Christmas
bit. Nice, decent port. Yeah.
A drop of port. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of Newcastle ale.
Yeah.
Newquay
Brown.
Bit of Newquay Brown. Used to drink that all the time, don't I?
Yeah. Oi.
I used to, because get it in a decent sized bottle. Always handy to have around the bike club. Just in case you needed to use it for topping something up or untopping something. Won't say why, but yeah, we all understand that.
I do like a mocktail as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's anything that's got light over it doesn't really inspire confidence. Hey up, Benny, how you doing, mate?
Evening, Benny.
Loved that video this morning. Stuck a comment on there. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I know that Woods isn't your favourite, and it did look a bit messy. However, it's a shame, isn't it? It's because your throne, the throne.
Yeah.
I thought was awesome. And
it's got about your car.
The tripod, that tripod kit, excellent, like that. Excellent, nice bit of kit. And gutted to hear about your car, mate. Absolutely gutted. I went through that one not so long ago myself, and I know the MOT demon. It's not something you want, is it?
No.
And of course, the best bit of news, and I hope Benny doesn't mind me telling everybody here. Benny's got another one on the way. Benny, congratulations, mate. Another Benny Bushcrafter, a little tiny Benny Bushcrafter. Yeah, that's good news. Cheers for letting us know. And congratulations to you, your missus, and your daughter. That's
And I hope your cat's in his safe area away from him tonight.
Yeah, and I hope the cat's feeling happy. Mac, evening, Mac. Mate. How you doing? Hope you're good. Gary, evening, mate. Hey, that's not a get it out. That's not a problem, mate. Not a problem. Social Sunday. It's like being down the pub. If you can make it to the pub, come to the pub.
So when's the baby due, Benny? Evening, Derek.
Oh yeah, always trust the instincts. Hiya, Derek. How you doing, mate? Yeah, same thing to you. Love the videos. Keep them coming, mate. Been thoroughly enjoying them. Now, one thing I will say to the other YouTubers that are on here tonight, guys, I don't always get a chance to comment because most evenings or most of the time I'm watching your videos, it's downstairs with Kaz, and I can't do the comments on my TV. And don't ask me to do anything with the phone other than answer it or send a text
or throw it.
So the only time you'll normally get a comment from me is going to be up here, but you should always get a like from me. And when I get a chance to, then I will always stick a comment on.
Oh, in September, fantastic! Our granddaughter, she was born on the 11th of September. She'll be 3 this year, and our son is born on the 12th of September.
Oh, Benny, look, there's a video that nobody else has ever covered before. Hey, Benny's bushcraft birthing.
Oh no! His poor wife.
That bit of first YouTube. I get a few thousand views. That will.
Birthing with a baked bean tin and a bit of wood.
Yeah. And for anybody that hasn't seen it, get over to Benny's channel. Right, this cooker he's just invented and made himself. Diamond. Benny, that is absolutely brilliant. Put me down for one as soon as you've got them up for sale, mate, because I'll have one of those. That was brilliant.
That rack, it's actually a mug holder. It's for, don't
tell everybody else, they're all warm. Yeah. Benny's going to need the cash. He's got another one on the way.
Oh, of course, Max is going to be a granddad again in February.
22nd of February.
Yeah, little boy.
Oh, mate, no, right, Benny, bear with me, bear with me, right, that's it. All right, I'm one-upping you. Right, we're not having that, Benny. Challenge is a challenge.
It's of course, and everyone knows, Hang Tough. Derek, he's got a fantastic channel as well. Good evening, Ray. Oh, 2 foals. Oh, excellent. A colt and a filly. Oh, excellent. But you thought that one was never going to turn up. But are you going to give it the same swimming lessons as you gave the boys down at the canal?
Right, Benny. You made the pencil. I call it the penchetti. Okay.
Oh, God.
Part hatchet, part folded saw, part pen for writing, complete with spiky end and spiky end. There we go. The folding saw penchetti.
The big boy penchetti.
Something from a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Or a sort of dodgy film you'd see in the 70s.
Maybe I need to shave in the...
No.
Gaz's pet hate is when I do the porn star moustache.
Excuse me, everyone. I like that.
You're right though, mate. Your pencil. How many times do you sit there and you think, I could do it, be able to mark that stick, want to be able to mark that, want to be able to cut a notch in that or whatever. And again, it's bushcraft survival, isn't it? And it's one of those things that everybody always forgets. A pen. I've got the knife, I've got the firelighters, I've got all that. Pencil, pen, all right? Something to write with, indelible marker, whatever. It's something that should be in your kit with you because it's got 101 uses, from doing what it's supposed to do, writing, to making a small, very small anti-vampire steak.
Yeah, with you, Gary. They don't like it up and
don't like it up and no. Or if it's a pen, a marker, you can improvise 101 things from a fishing float to a medical instrument with that. So, again, pen, it should be there in the kit. Dwayne, evening, mate.
Good evening, Dwayne.
Yeah, we're doing good, mate. We're doing good.
I've got a bit of a cough, but
I'm a little bit knackered. Cass is a little bit coffee. But yeah, we're barreling through.
A bit on the land of morphine as well, so a bit. Yeah.
So she
goes. The willow is.
Yeah, she goes very quiet and just floats back smiling and that. It's because she's taking a medication.
Like a good girl.
Like a good girl. And yeah, it's been a cracking couple of days actually. I've been, like I say, been on an excavator for the last 2 days, which was great fun. Something I haven't had a chance to do in a while. Mac, whilst I was up the woods, I managed to scrape back a bit of peat. Not in the area that we wanted to do it, but it was. I found a little spot, scraped back a bit of peat, so we're down to the sand. So we want to do an improvised fire or something. There we can do. Oh, somebody's.
He's got, yeah. After being on the video, he's now sort of.
Yeah.
Well, they're that way. They're that way.
Yeah.
So you tried, Benny. You tried. Yeah.
That sofa, Benny. I bet that was a bit damp and smelly, wasn't it? Oh yeah, you're a good dog. Yes, you are. Oh, yeah, I know. I love you too. Yeah, sort your ears out. You're looking scruffy. Yeah.
Well, funny you say about the paddleboard video. We were saying, Mac was saying about some of the places I might be to go on my scooter. So I said I might get myself a rod license and hang a little Mitchell 6-footer to the back of me thing and do a bit of pike fishing.
Close went straight in the shower. Yeah.
You detox them, did you?
I've sat on a few things like that myself before now, and you sort of get up afterwards and you go, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Yeah, every fox in the area has come along and peed on it in the last day or two. Yeah, paddleboard video. So this is the problem with doing unscripted videos. Just walking along with your mate, having a laugh and a joke. Just a little bit. Having a laugh and a joke with your mate and all the rest of it. And you say something innocuous, and then it's only when you're editing it you suddenly think, damn, put that out there now. And like I say, it's a crazy thing. So the list of aquatic craft I've operated in my lifetime, my experience. Bear in mind, my squadron was an amphibious squadron. So I've done ribs, rigid raiders. I've done assault boats. I've done tugs. I've done an ocean-going dredger. I've done freshwater dredgers. All sorts of pleasure craft. The one thing I've never done anything with canoes, paddleboards, or anything like that. Used to surf when I was younger, growing up in North Cornish coast. Yeah, it's something you did. And I've said to Mac and others numerous times, one day I'm going to have to get into a canoe and give it a go.
Good
the
evening,
downside
Will
for me
and Rach.
is probably the same thing as I have with push bikes and motorbikes. Now, I can ride a motorbike, and I can ride a motorbike fairly well. It's got an engine. I can control that. My brain seems to be wired to it. Can I tell you, I can't ride a push bike more than 25, 30 yards without falling off. Don't ask me what it's about. It's a balance thing. So that's my only concern with the canoe is I'm probably going to be one of those, as soon as you get me into a canoe, it goes, I'll probably spend more time upside down than I will right now.
We've got Will and Rach in the house. The pug's in the house from
Odeon. Excellent. Oh, lovely to see you guys. And
the pugs are fine.
Your lovely little pups. Yeah, they were stunning.
Yeah,
they were, and your little old lady as well, because she was gorgeous, absolutely sweet. I was sort of inside, I was going, I'll pick her up, give her a cuddle, just give her a little cuddle. But she looked a little bit delicate. Just so everybody else knows. On the video this week, you saw the little pugs. They were absolutely lovely. We met a couple, and they had the two you saw running around, and one that was a lovely old lady. She was absolutely gorgeous. So they've joined us tonight. It's great to see them. Thanks for being on.
And
do appreciate it.
Good evening, Lee.
Lee, hiya Lee, how you doing? Oh yes, and Ray's had 2 foals as well.
Yeah, he's had a colt and a filly.
Excellent. This week. Ray, good news, mate. I don't know when your next foaling's coming up. I know you're on standby for at the moment. Right, just another sip of this beer, if that's what you can call it.
done. We've gone down the canal we had a boat, didn't we?
Yeah,
it was a rowing boat. It was one of those unsinkable.
It was a skiff.
Double keel. Yeah.
It was a skiff. Proper term for it. It's double skinned. Fiberglass skiff.
Just, Amy?
It was a 10-footer. Not a bad little boat. I wish I'd never got rid of that, to be honest with you. But it's one of those things. Jamie, how you doing, mate? Yeah, mate, that's the trouble, isn't it? And you get the same issue here. That far end of the canal is absolutely gorgeous, as Mac will attest. And hopefully it came out on the footage okay. It's clear as a bell up that end. But you've only got to go 5 miles up the river, and like all canals, it darkens up and starts to get a little bit murky. By the time you get up to Aldershot, yeah, you go and find all sorts in it, including as the magnet fishermen found out near Aldershot recently, Second World War bombs, hand grenades, ammunition, odds and sods that really shouldn't be in the water, where pretty much through 2 world wars, any squaddy that had something he shouldn't have went, I need to get rid of that. Where am I going to get rid of it? Chuck it in the canal. And now you've got the advent of magnet fishing.
Right, you walk along that canal and it's brilliant for the pike. You just see him in the centre there. Or that one, we went one day for a walk and we went a little frog's lord. We threw the frog lord out, and all of a sudden, right by the bank in front of us, the reeds just moved, and this almighty pike head just turned to face it.
That was my PB.
And you got that, and he was a monster.
That
wasn't
was my pike PB. That was 24 pounds, and it was a gorgeous pike. Wasn't too fat, but when I basically had him out of the water by the gills, holding his head up here, his tail was still on the path.
Gary's on about his rib in 94. Pale blue one. Yeah, on a nudist beach. Did you feel a bit overdressed?
Hey, don't worry about that. That was probably an intentional. That's the skipper going, hey, this going to cause an international incident.
Yes, it was the Falklands. It was a Memorial Day today for the ships from that we lost, wasn't it?
It was. Steering the bicycle, yeah. Oh, don't. Me and bicycles.
We get a lot of scooters thrown in ours, don't we?
Yeah.
The local sort of brook and that.
Yeah, we got. I don't know what it is with people got to chuck stuff in the river. Yeah, the Falklands War.
Yeah, I see a thing from that on Never Surrender today.
Yeah. Aston Asia autocorrect, yeah. I wish I could get the autocorrect working on this. It'll half help me with my spelling.
26 trolleys, 8 bites, and a partridge in a pear tree. Sorry.
Yeah, so this one, I don't know if you guys would be interested. You can hit me up and let me know. One of the things me and Matt talked about doing is doing an overnight, an overnight hike, walk, light kit, sort of setting off at Aldershot and walking the full length of the canal. It is a beautiful walk, and basically what we'll do is we'll camp our way down the canal. If you'd be interested, if that's the sort of thing that would make people smile, and that's the difficulty. I do so much with fire lighting. I do so much with bushcraft. I do so much on the survival side. But the truth of the matter is, the reason I do these things is I love to be outdoors.
You just love to find flipping Victorian bed bugs.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I know it sounds silly, but walking down there, finding that old Victorian bed end, and then finding the other end of it, there's a story there. It was a beautiful piece of metalwork. If that was probably binned out 40 years ago, if somebody had that now complete at home in reasonable order, it'd be worth a fortune. Yeah, so you find things like that. Cheers, Lee.
John was saying they don't really have canals in America. Evening,
yeah.
Timmy.
I mean, that's. I mean, what I mean, it's trying. Like, so around here, we don't have so much in the way of like spectacular hills, dales, moors, heathland, and all the rest of it. We're in southern England. We got a few downs and that, which you get a few pretty views off. But the trouble is, once you've seen one down, you've pretty much seen them all. So trying to find somewhere local that we can go out, do a bit of a walk, and give you a look, and actually have some what's that, artistic, pretty shots where you look at it, you think, oh, yeah, the light's nice off that. You can see I've thought about it. It's a bit difficult.
You didn't get any notifications, or did we? It did come out to remind us that this Sunday was on.
Food and water, yeah. £22. Good. £22. Not a bad weight. Not a bad weight at all. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing is packing my kit. Somebody turned around to me and said, "Cool, blimey, you've always got such a big bag." Missus. And I said, "Well, I do because I've got carried a tripod, camera, batteries, backup bits and pieces for the camera, and all the rest of it. By the time you've got that in there as well, I mean that's the size of a cook set, so it sort of limits me a bit. I mean, a lot of you guys will know anyhow. Coal railway lines, bridges, and tunnels. The thing is, they've all got their own beauty in their own way. If you can find the right angle of the shot, the light, and that.
It's like the Greywell.
Oh, Timmy, you've always got to have a luxury.
That's where it collapsed. A lot of it. Another reason why you're not allowed in there before it collapsed even more is because it's full of bats now.
Oh yeah.
And it's in
very protected.
Yeah.
Very protected. So again, that's the difficulty of finding places to go, make videos, do shots, get things. So, Benny, there's been a couple of times I've looked at the kit and I'm thinking, right, so I'm going to go out for a walk and I'm going to do a video. So, cook system. Well, I can't take just my same old little lightweight cook system. I've got to take something a bit interesting for everybody. And I better take a bushcraft knife. And I'll take a bit of fat wood because I don't know if there's going to be any up there. And I better take something to eat as well. And I've got to take got to take the camera, tripod, and better take a poncho and make some always preaching. Have your poncho. And the first aid kit. Better take the first aid.
Yeah. One that he did long time back, he went for all the kits and that are carrying the car, because obviously with 4x4 response as well as volunteers, and we've even got a dog med kit.
Yeah,
we've got a first aid kit for if a dog. We've got people, burns. We've got any eventuality.
You got a good point there. That was something I was talking to the lads today. We were saying about the first aid kits and that. And we're going through people's first aid kits. Now, it's something I've always applied to a first aid kit because, I do medic. So I've always applied burns kits. But in nearly every first aid kit you come across that you can buy or you can acquire, you very rarely find a burns kit. Okay? Now, if you're putting together a first aid kit for yourself, go online and have a look for the burns first aid kits, and that you will have all the dressings, all the soothing gels and everything in that.
Right, Brian, nice to see you again soon.
Yeah. Mate, yeah, go split that firewood. Have a good one, mate. Take it easy. We'll speak to you very soon. And get yourself a burns kit and stick it in your gear. Because let's face it, if you're doing bushcraft, survival, prepping or anything like that, beyond the usual cuts and scrapes, risk with your knife, axe and saw, we all play with fire. And I can't listen. I mean, I'm a blacksmith as well, so my hands are pretty tough. I don't tend to burn too easily on them because of all the calluses over the years. But even me, now and again, I'll go and pick something up and you go, oh, damn, and you get that little wire burn across here or something like that, or across there. having that gel makes a world of difference, not just in soothing the instant pain, but actually in the recovery and the healing. The ingredients within it will moisturize the skin, stop it drying out quite as bad, and the rest of it. So it's well worth having.
Yeah. Oh dear. We went out once in on the
Go with luxury, mate. Go
out
with
the
luxury.
mill, didn't we? And we come across an elderly couple in a ditch.
Yeah.
In daylight hours.
Yeah.
She spent a long time trying to pick something up, but he was obviously helping her from behind. But
Benny, been there, mate. The amount of times I've done that myself, you know, I'll go walking in and I've got 2 bags. You know, I look like Kent Survival, you know. Here I am, we're going to go camping. By the time I've unloaded the pickup, put up the hot tent, put the stove in it, put the TV up, set up the rig, put the fancy lamps up and all the rest of it, it's how much kit can you really carry with you? But
it's like me, I always
just
carry...
as John was saying here, okay, he's planning he's having his mental exercise for his Alabama trip. Now, truth of the matter is, it's fine to go without. It's fine to go out and do an overnighter, rough it, because we're all roughy-tufty. However, definitely occasionally, if you have the chance to give yourself a bit of luxury and make it more pleasurable for yourself, do it. When I do Carfest every year, and I stay there. We kept there, and the first couple of times I used my trailer. Now I set my car up and I car camp in my car, because it's only me and I can make myself quite luxurious, quite comfortable there. I'm going to spend all day at Carfest doing all the assisting that we do. I mean, we're only there to help people get moving, but we're charging around like blue-ass flies for the weekend. But it means in the evening I can get that brew on, get into my sack, on an airbed, crash out, and just have a good restful sleep. So again, it allows me to enjoy the day all the more. Yeah, you know, make the most of it. I get people say, "Oh, yeah, you're not doing it properly if you're not out there in a microlight tent or living in a hedge." Yeah, that's fine. That's an adventure. That's great fun for one night. It might be a challenge if you're setting yourself the target of sort of going from A to B.
Well, but if you used to sleep in it.
Yeah, if you're going on a holiday, if you're having a break, if you want to really enjoy it, throw in every luxury you can carry and enjoy it, because it's a break. Yeah. Well, that's it. You're out for a full week, John. So yeah, you're chucking everything. Yeah. And I guarantee you, no matter how hard you try, you write your list down, you get it all organised, you will be there within the first 24 hours. You'll go, forgot that. Yeah, because that's the way it works. BJ, hello, mate. Hope you're good.
Nice to see you.
Hope you, the family, and that are doing good. Hope the little ones are having a great time.
I will.
Katrina, how are you, sweetheart?
Hi, darling.
There we go. How are we doing? No water leaking this time. Yeah. It ain't camping if you don't get wet. Shouldn't have said that, should I?
Well, did you get kicked off, or did you come back again?
No, I think he was just saying hi to
sorry.
BJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, so camping. So camping and preparation. Yeah.
All we do is like a military exercise.
Yeah, plan for the worst, practice for the best. It's got ice in the spare tire area.
See, it doesn't. I don't mind if it's raining.
If it's not raining, I'm not training. And if it's not snowing, I'm not going.
I just don't like it too hot.
Yeah.
anything else you can put up with, but rain doesn't bother me.
I can remember giving the brief on actually an anti-tank range on Senny Bridge, and my brief was, I sort of looked at me, the watch, went, right, okay guys, we're on the anti-tank range. 75 metres in front of us is your first target, and 100 metres is another target, 150 metres is another target. When the fog lifts, or the mist lifts, we will be in a position to fire. And it didn't. It was spent the whole day on the range like that, waiting for this mist to lift, and to the point where we had everything set up. We were like, as soon as you see that target, get your shots off, guys, because it's the only chance you're going to get.
Yeah, it's remember, have you got enough pairs of socks? Have you got enough warm tops? Have you got a top that's, if it's not so warm, have you got a top that's it's very, very warm? And that's what takes up the room, doesn't it? And
that's time. It, Timmy. That's right. Clothes and possibles. Again, thing that people overlook, isn't it? Is being able to change your clothing and adapt your clothing. And as I'm always saying, this is your shelter system. This is your first layer of your shelter system, and probably the most essential one. If you can't keep the body warm and dry with the clothing you've got, then the tent or the tarp isn't going to be much help on top.
Because once you're cold, you're cold.
Once you're cold, you're cold. Yeah. Yeah. So it's again, it's, take what you need. Oh, yeah. And try not to overload yourself. It's a fine balance thing.
You're a stove junkie, are you?
Oh, we all.
It's watches, stoves, knives, jackets.
Yeah.
Lots of jackets.
Yeah. Stoves. Oh, God, there are some gorgeous stoves out there. Some real stunners, way beyond my price range. Kent, I'm quite jealous of him sometimes when he sits there and says, "Oh, I've just been sent this," and I'm like, "You lucky bleeder." Most of us are lucky if we got one cheap stove, let alone.
Benny, I'm still waiting for the email, mate.
He's got more knives than common sense. Well, I tell you,
your latest one, that is brilliant. With the
was that Benny's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can find in a charity shop for 50p. We've got one round here. It's at Blackwater. It's probably about 2 miles away, probably. Yeah, they have maybe 3. That charity shop, everything in there is £1. So obviously you've got smaller items. You get 4 or 5 items, but everything is £1. It's brilliant. Yeah, don't make me send Mick out for the cat if you don't. That's all right, Gary.
Working on 2 new knives at the moment, or I'm finishing them off. Because
if you want a reminder, Gary, that's the new one.
Made one for a friend of mine, and again, these have got to be finished. I'm only halfway through sort of profiling and that, but making that one there, a Farrier's rasp, and that's being made for a chap who's been helping me with my Land Rover. Kydex sheath has not worked out quite how I wanted it to. It's supposed to click better than that, so I've got to do some more Kydex. And I'm knocking up just a few more of my neck knives. So the neck knives was something I basically wanted, a simple, no nonsense, handleable small knife. Something that would fit in your hand, that you could use for multiple tasks, but in theory could hang around your neck. So it was just a grab neck knife. That's
Your light's not very good today.
yeah, that is made with tool steel. So yeah, I've got to finish that one off. So that's projects I've got to sort out in the next week or two. Get those finished off so that they can go out to the other guys. It's not bad. It's not a bad bit of kit. You know,
I love car boot sales, and I haven't been for one for about a year now. But I love charity shops. I love a good old route.
That one there, Benny. That's a Farrier's Ross.
You can see
so the idea of that one is, again, it's a small handleable knife. It's not a monster, but it's got quite a thick profile on it, and it's a flat grind, so it keeps a nice edge on it. Good bit of steel. Farrier's Ross, nightmare to work. Other ones that I've done in the past. I've got one of the early ones there.
Good evening, Sticks. Nice to see you.
This one's a bit tatty, but that was an early one. It got left outside in the shed, so it's picked up a bit of rust.
I love that.
I've got to clean it up.
That's
but
yeah. You see the. That's the point. You can see that.
Yeah. So again, that's one of the early ones I made, and that I've done about 20 of these now using Farrier's Ross. Bit of a night. It takes about 2 weeks to make one of those, because I've got to do hand finishing myself. I haven't got would have loved before I decided to pack it in a proper belt sander. So most of my finishing is done by hand, which takes a long time.
Will asked me, said, "Ready? Are you ready when the world dissolves to come into a coming apocalypse?
Well,
do you intend to thrive man back style?" We've actually we prepare.
Yeah.
And learn. We've got some new books at the moment. The knowledge to forage, which shows
always learning.
Yeah.
I've foraged for years, but I'm trying to progress and learn more about foraging. I mean, so we're basically talking about an SHTF situation. So however that's going to play out. Well, let's go. Like I say, when I'm running the courses for people, so I always point this out to them, and it does upset a few people from the beginning. Okay, so in survival, it's luck. That's your first tool, luck. Were you at the right place at the right time? Were you in the blast zone? Were you at 40,000 feet when all the power went? Were you where the volcano goes off, or earthquake, or whatever? So luck plays the first rule. When you stand up in the debris and find yourself stood there, invariably, you haven't got all your kit around you. Yeah, sod's law. So it's about having knowledge up there that you can then apply to adapt whatever you can find. A bit of basic navigation, learn to navigate by the stars, learn to tell the time by the stars, learn to tell time by the position of the sun, learn how to read the weather by the clouds, the wind, and so on. Those are great tools to have. I mean, I was going to do it in a video coming up, so I'll give you guys a bit of an insight. So the video starts with me saying to you, so you can light a fire. You've got that. You've got your knife. You've got your axe. You've got your bushcraft sword. You've got your tarp. You know how to build shelters. You can purify water. You've learned all that. How do you get to the next level? And the next level is not just navigation by map, navigation by ready reckoning. Learning how to find a direction using whatever's around you, whether it be the sun, the moon, the stars, whether it be looking at flora and fauna. So that's your navigation. Time is essential. Can't navigate without time. If you don't know what the time is, you're navigating by the stars and by the sun can be out. but you can combine the two to work it all out. So we'll cover that in a video. Reading the weather is another essential. Is knowing what's coming by looking at the sky, by the wind, by the direction, and so on, means that you can build your shelter, prepare yourself, or head in the right direction to avoid those conditions, especially if you're in mountainous terrain. On top of that, you can apply simple skills. Okay, and one that's overlooked quite often is sewing. Okay, being able to sew is yeah, exactly that, John. Congrats, you survived. Now what? Learning how to sew. Okay, people always on the course they're like, oh yeah, sewing. Yeah, sewing is a survival skill. If you can sew a hem in a pair of trousers, believe you me, you can stitch a wound. Now, sounds a bit dramatic. It sounds a little bit Rambo, but if you do find yourself in that situation, you know how to do it. You can. I've done it myself. Casper witness to that. I had to sew myself up on my leg after quite a nasty. Not something I recommend. If you've got a hospital or a doctor available, get yourself there. But I didn't at the time. I had to do a self-repair.
With some vodka.
Yeah. So sewing. Learn how to sew. Cooking. Again, it's a survival art. It's not just about being able to stick something in a pot and heat it. It's knowing how to cook things that might not be quite right. It's learning how to prepare a piece of meat, work a piece of meat, make it last a few days. And if it may be a little bit ripe, knowing how to cook it long enough and hot enough to make it safe enough that you will get some nutrients from it without making yourself ill. So again, many skills. And I could never list them all. I'm sure pretty much all of you could come back and say,
You're right, Gary, they don't teach some kids at school anymore.
Yeah. A roll of 550 if you haven't got 550 if you've got bootlaces.
Benny says he's going to get a shit at the fan situation if his takeaway doesn't come soon.
One of the things we were doing today up at the woods, we were moving some stumps. Okay, so I've got the excavator up there. So I hauled out 3 pine stumps, old pine stumps, for the fat wood. Although I've got a box of fat wood, hauled those out. That'll be another video, processing fat wood from stumps. Okay. Whilst doing that, also found some pine taproots that are about 4 meters long. So again, that's another video. I've taken those, put them to one side. We'll do a video on improvised cordage. Okay. So again, it's not me saying to you, oh, look at me, look what I can do. Okay. The idea of my channel, my videos, is really to say, this is what you could do. Okay, I'm not particularly good at this. Cordage, I'm terrible at. I don't have nimble fingers. I have blacksmith's fingers. These are designed to hit things. So I struggle with cordage, but I'll always give it a go because it's a skill worth having. And if somebody sees what I do and then tries it for themselves, they'll actually, progress further than me. Yeah, I think it sticks. Me and cordage. Okay. Oh, I sat for about 4 hours twisting nettle fibres to make some cordage, only to realise right at the end of it that I'd been twisting them both in the same direction. And this lovely piece of 3 meter string that I'd made had the tensile strength of a cat's pubic hair. It looked awesome until I put some tension on it and it all just came apart. God, talk about frustrated. It was just, sorry, Benny, I didn't mean to frighten your cat. Tell him cat pubes are safe. But again, if I was doing it as a video, I'd leave that in and I'd say, I've realised what my mistake is. Okay, because that's how other people learn. I learn by my failures. Other people learn by my failures. And I don't mind somebody having a bloody good laugh at me cocking something up. Okay, because it's going to stick in their mind and they go, so they learn.
Yeah, I don't know, Lee. That part of his life, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
Bernard's a platinum Jamaican dreadlock style.
yeah, BJ, it's the way to go. It's always. I've got several books on how to grow your own drugs. It's called, but it's how to make tinctures and whatever.
Jamaican jam knot. Jamaican jam knot. Now there's a video, Benny. That would be so cool. I think the Jamaican jam knot's very similar to the Canadian jam knot, just a little bit more laid back, just a little bit more reggae.
You don't want the Italian one because it goes.
Yeah, the Italian jam knot. That's why I can't ride Aprilia motorcycles. They come from Italy. Yeah, so you've got to rev it like that. Sorry, it's an old bike club joke. If there's anybody out there of Italian abstraction that's Italian, I apologise. It's not an insult. Just having a giggle. A little bit more hip. Hey, if it's real in her mind, it's real. Brooke, if you want it to be real, you make it real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Life is what you can make of it.
What's a rocket joke?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's how you ride a Lambretta.
James, don't get him started. Just you started.
Oh, yeah. God, I haven't thought about that in years. I can remember riding a scooter once. I was at college. So I'd only been about 16. It must have been about 16 at college. And one of the other lads on the same course as me, he was a scooter boy. They had this little 50cc
hair dried
thing. That's what we call it. Bright orange it was. And he was always, oh yeah, dirty bikers, dirty bike, and all the rest of that. And so I turned around to him and I said, look, I'll tell you what, in all fairness, we'll swap bikes. We'll go for a ride round Guildford. You ride my bike, I'll ride your bike. Come back, see what the truth is. So
was that a MZ Cossack?
Yeah. Well, it's funny that because that's what the bike was, pretty much very close to the bike this guy jumped on. He jumped on a CZ Jawa 250.
A CZ
two-stroke. So he jumped onto that, which was what I was riding at the time. And I jumped onto his scooter and we did a lap of Guildford and came back and I parked this scooter up and it wasn't for me at all. Wasn't for me. I can see the pleasure of riding them, not for me. Probably because it was 50cc. He come back on my little 252 stroke, came in, stopped, and I was like, he's like, what do you think? I said, not for me. I said, what do you reckon to that? You go, oh, he said, I was hoping you'd like it. I want to swap. Converted him.
Dreadlocks. Yeah, that could be another one of your excuse me, your stealth outfits, Benny. Yeah, Jamaican hat and the dreads and doing the
Just be careful not to offend anybody. There's a lot of Jamaicans out there. That's the only thing I was saying. That's the only thing I was saying. But looking forward to seeing it, Benny. Looking forward to seeing it. That's the only drawback with YouTube. You've got to be so careful with sensitivities of people.
Yeah.
It's funny the amount of times I get people put stuff on. I didn't like that.
Is it a cunning plan though, Benny?
Oh, cunning plan.
He's got a. That's it. He's got a plan now.
Yeah, knots from around the world.
Well, you do realise that this week we've got another load of snow and that coming. It's coming from Norway this time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's going to be up north, so us in the south.
We never get it down there. No, never get it down.
You'll probably all end up in Yorkshire, Benny. So yeah.
Yeah. That's knots from around the world, or you could do around the world in 80 knots. Could be an interesting one.
Psychological nudity.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they are too sensitive, and it's a real shame. I'm from a generation that was told, "Oh, buck up, yeah, grow a sense of humour.
Yeah, Benny,
don't take it personally."
We haven't had any bloody snow. We saw some flakes, and that it's.
I saw 4 flakes. That was my blizzard this year.
Yeah.
4 tiny little flakes. And no matter how hard I danced around the garden naked, not one of them touched my bare flesh. Gutted.
There was enough snow to even cover a bloody midge's nuts.
Mate.
Evening, Sam.
Evening, Sam. How you doing, mate? Hope you're good up there in Yorkshire. Oh, it was bloody cold yesterday. Cool. I got up. It was -9.
Benny, you say that.
Nice.
He counts the snow. Our son Chris does a snow dance
just
every time.
I'm always doing snow dance. I love snow. I know
it's cold down here, but we ain't got no snow, and there's another load coming, and it's all going to end up north. So we're getting a bit of snow envy up here.
Really angry about it. What it is, right? Truth of the matter is, Caroline has got a new super off-road scooter.
Well, try
and she wants to go drifting with it. Okay. If it does snow,
I can get it on 2 wheels. It's an 8 mile an hour one, but I can get it on 2 wheels.
If it does snow down here, I will get footage for the channel of Kaz drifting in the snow on her scooter. That's a promise.
Without flipping it over.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. So do you know what it is? He's never forgiven me for. We had a Rover V8 P6, and we took it down to
disused air base, wasn't it?
Tangmere. It's a disused air base in Sussex, and him and his mate climbed up the old control tower and left the V8 sitting there, and I thought, I'm going to drive it. So I got in. It's automatic.
No license, no lessons.
I can automatic. So I took it for. They had a chicane bit, and I went through it rather quick. And as anyone knows, P6s roll. You turn them. They do tend to body roll, and yeah, I was squealing his tyres and everything.
It looked like something from the Sweeney.
He wasn't impressed with that way.
The thing with Tangmere at the time was it was used by a car club for sprint racing and that. So they turned the perimeter track and one of the runways into a circuit. Sort of Monday to Saturday, it was open to the public. You could come in, drive around it, use it. It was pretty much great fun. It was back in the day when you could. And I'm up the control tower, and I could hear in the distances, I could hear a V8, knew it was a V8, and I could hear these tyres. And I thought, God, somebody out here ragging a V8. Wonder what that is. Bet it's an SDI. They will spin like anything. And as I've looked up to one end, all I could see was my blue car just literally
Scarab blue,
like that, drifting across the track at about 60 miles an hour, smoke from the tyres, right, comes belting up, hits the brakes, slides to a stop. I was there with her, it was great, it's awesome. what she doesn't tell you is our oldest son, Chris, who's a car nut anyhow, and I think that's where he got it from.
He was in the car seat.
In a car seat. Yeah. What he had done is he'd undone his car seat. Now, bear in mind, he wasn't a little one. I've got to admit.
No.
He was what, 4?
Probably 3.
3.5, 4. Right. He'd undone his seatbelt. So when she went like that, he was like against the passenger seat. But he became a petrol head, and I'm pretty sure it's his mum that injected it into him. Loves the sound of squealing tyres and
Timmy
V8s.
wants to know when you're thinking about doing the night canal walk camp thing.
Probably once the weather sorts itself out of the way. I'd like to do it in the late spring.
I think you might want to.
Yeah, want to join us.
Tim, if you want to join, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Let you know dates and stuff. So I'd like to do it once we got a bit of ground cover and a bit of growth. Purely and simply because to do the wild camp down there is quite tricky. There's
areas that you can.
There's areas where you can get away with it as long as you've got that growth cover to keep you hidden. So yeah, and it's going to be it's obviously it's a canal, it's flat, so but it's going to be about between 24 and 30 miles. What we can do is arrange for somebody to drop us at one end and then pick us up.
Yeah,
a day or so later at the other end.
Yeah, I'm another one who used to drive the bumper cars backwards. I could.
Yes, I'd say nothing. Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. If we do it the right time, yeah, probably just what I can do, I can probably lend you a tarp and a. Yeah, I can lend you a bivvy bag and a tarp, so yeah, I can sort you out that end. What to do?
How could you? Poor Benny. He just said he's.
You can do one night in 25 miles. You can literally do it in a day. But the idea of this is just a nice walk. So I do first day, probably walk out 10 miles, set up a camp, have a look around the area. I've already got in my mind. There's a good area down there where there's a lot of Second World War pillboxes, Dragon's Teeth. A lot of the old defences are still there. So it might be worth a look. I've never had the chance to do it. There's actually a bridge that was a defensive bridge, and it's got Dragon's Teeth, pillboxes, and that both sides. And I've never had the time to go and have a real good look around, a real rummage, and explore and see what's hidden in the undergrowth. So we'll probably make that part of the video if you're interested, and have a chuck into that. And then following day, just a nice steady walk out for the next 10, 15 miles, just a steady slap.
I wish we could see Benny's food's arrived. His chips look like burnt twigs, and his burger is as big as a nipple.
What, a whole nipple?
Well, I would complain. Just say,
mate,
I don't want to see that nipple. What, the whole boob?
I can't say anything to that. I cannot.
I'll complain, Benny. I would.
I would complain, Benny. I would be bloody livid.
You have to excuse me. It's the meds.
Yeah. So basically, the idea is, Timmy, what we'd do is we'd start off mid-morning, lunchtime, first day, walk out, knock the first 10 to 12 miles out overnight, and then finish it off the following day with the next sort of 10 to 12 miles.
Listen,
yeah.
They put your meds up. So
Timmy, you can run with your tent if you want. I mean, it's there if you wanted to give it a go. Booby burger. Oh, I'd love a booby burger. Where are we going with this? Wrong. I do apologise, everybody. I've had Budweiser. All right, and yeah, not impressed with it actually. It's making me say stupid things. Going down there with his old force. Oh, Benny. Yeah, Benny's not a happy bunny.
There's nothing wrong with that, Jamie. You just, yeah.
Yeah, no, don't do bugs.
Nah.
Don't do bugs. I'll bring the spray with me. That's the only issue down the canal is we will get the old mozzies and midges, but
yeah, John said just blame it on the beer.
Yeah, John.
You know, John.
John,
you know.
do us a favour. Next time you're driving past, just stop outside, wander up to the gate, knock on the gate, just say to him, Mick from Hampshire Outdoors and Survival tried your beer for the first time live on his YouTube channel. He was not impressed. It's got no flavour, mate. It's got nothing to it. And what annoys me is advertised as the king of beers, brewed by original process from the choicest hops, rice and best barley malt.
Smudge. Sage. You got some sage, not sage. This other one.
Yeah, Benny, nice use of the fat wood. That did enjoy that. Now, I'll be.
And Sticks made his wax. He made wax.
Yes,
didn't he?
Made the pads. Nice. Excellent, mate. Yeah, Lee, you won't regret it, mate.
And the smell is amazing.
I haven't. I'm not. I'll be honest with you, Jamie. I'm normally a cider man. I'm not really a lager man. I do Guinness or I do cider. It's just that up the woods today, Alex, one of the guys up there, brought up a couple of bottles and said, "Anybody want these? Got left over from Christmas? Don't want them." And I was like, "Do you know what? I haven't got a brew for tonight." Yeah, go on. I'll take it if nobody else is interested. None of the other guys wanted them, so I thought I'll give it a try.
Gary, what he did get last week from our son, he got a box of 3 10-year-old single malts from the distillery on Skye. You like them?
I haven't got them anymore.
No, they're gone. They're just little empty bottles now, just sitting there feeling depressed.
Very nice. I will say the Isle of Skye makes a very nice malt whiskey. Talisker.
Yeah, Talisker.
Talisker single malt. Very nice. And again, I'm not a big whiskey fan or a big whiskey drinker. These were really nice. It's not Sticks, but again,
that's it,
I love really the video because if somebody hasn't got fatwood, if somebody can't get fatwood, if somebody doesn't have the access to it, and let's face it, how many of us can go through a drawer and find all those old candles and candle stubs? You showing that gives an alternative. Not the greatest alternative. It's not as good as fatwood, I'll give it that, but it works. It does light, it does burn, it does prolong the burn.
Anything that's going to give you a little bit extra
more heat. So anything, this is the survival prepping thing. Any edge, even if that edge is only 1% over what everybody else has got, is a bonus. And you've got to constantly sort of have that mindset of looking for that edge. What will give me that little bonus, that little bit that's going to put me up in the survival stake. So waxwood, not as good as fatwood. If you haven't got fatwood, waxwood's got to be the next best thing. Cotton balls and Vaseline, always. I've love them. Made a load of the wax cotton pads. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Burns longer. Absolutely fantastic. The only thing I will say about them is they're a bit more awkward to pack. One of the great things about cotton wool Vaseline is it scrunches down to almost nothing, and you can fluff it out and creates quite a big area.
That's a good idea, Tim. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I never thought that. I like
Yeah.
that. Good thinking, mate. I might have a look into that myself because funny enough, in the shed, I got an old mop head.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, thank you very much, Timmy. There's a nice idea.
Yeah, it's like the whole idea. It's the ideas. It's so everyone can share the ideas, and that is, yeah.
Yeah, Vaseline pads. Now, so again, the pads. Okay, they're so cheap to buy. They're so efficient. Absolutely brilliant. And the other bonuses with
you can get quite a few in a small space.
Yeah, one of the bonuses on top of them packing away nicely with the cotton wool balls and the pads is if you suddenly need an improvised dressing. Okay, if you've not treated it with Vaseline, you've got an improvised dressing. It's 2 rolls in one. It covers more and more things in your item of possibilities. So, possibilities bag, right? So, possibility bag is a handful of things that you're not necessarily intending to use, but could go to if you really had to. Basically, I don't know if any of you have ever come across a nutty pouch. So a nutty pouch is a Royal Marine thing. Okay, so it was basically a small canvas pouch, and the guys would break up chocolate, nuts, biscuits, anything they could find, and pack it into this bag. And then when they're on exercise or they're on ops, it was something that would literally go into a pocket or go into a pouch, and it was a dip in. Okay, so a nutty bag is a bag of something, or was basically filled with something to keep you going. It wasn't necessarily designed or developed; it was just chucked in there in case you needed it.
We got, the old vitamin thing tubs make good waterproof, and or you got your little.
Anybody that wants some, right? And I've got about half a dozen here. Well, I've been having these nicotine pouches. Okay, I've got some of the tubs left. So about that round.
Or they do.
But yeah, the 8 deep. That will take about 3 or 4 cotton pads with wax. The nice thing with these, they have a little thing there in the top, which was where you're supposed to put your used pouches. I've got a couple of those. If anybody wants them, I can send them out to you. Got half dozen there. You've got one that's a clear one.
These ones have got. I've stole one of these off him because they got a little backpack. But I've got one of these in my pouch for putting paracetamols.
Yeah, they've got a large open
so
side.
They're waterproof. And,
so I've got a few of those. I mean, that would make a nice little box for things like matches, cotton wool balls, stuff like
ground magnesium in the top part.
Yeah, put ground magnesium in there. So I've got what else I've got? Let's see what I've got.
Loads.
I've got 1, 2, 3. So 5. So I've got 5 of these, and I've got 3 of these. So anybody wants those that can use them in their kit, give me a shout. They're pretty light, so I'll stick them in a box and post them off to you. Basically, send us a message saying, "Hey, I want those tubs," because otherwise they're going in the recycling. I've kept back some for me already, and it just seems a shame to throw them away.
Taking it off so you can mark it with a
Gary, pen. Yes, please, Mick.
Okay, Gary, you Tennessee your address and what you want, and I'll pack them up for you and send them off in a jiffy bag.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Rather than chuck them away. And again, it's every little option, isn't it? Every little thing that you can use, every little item. You start in the survival mentality. You start developing this thing of looking at stuff as you move along and thinking that'll work.
Thing is that those are things afloat as well.
Yeah.
So if you did drop it, you're right. You got to grab it, but yeah.
I mean, it's simple things like yesterday. So I got up yesterday to go up the woods, super early, heavy frost, -9. Now, it takes a little while for the old Land Rover to warm up and demist the windows. So Kaz has got a couple of the big Lenore sort of conditioner bottles that she would put in the recycling comfort ones, which are flat. They're quite a flat bottle. So I filled those with hot water. Okay, got it good and hot, and they sit on top of the dash.
Yeah, because they're only like sort of that wide, like that, about yay tall.
So I fire up the Land Rover, sit those on the dash, put the air on recycle, and clear the windscreen. And the warmth from those just literally took the ice off the windscreen in about 5 minutes. So whilst my neighbour was still out there with his scraper fighting to get it through, I just walked out and went zip, 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 because it had just loosened it all up, did the side windows, and I was on my way. So it's just simple little
things you get.
Excuse me.
Like the vitamin tubs.
Brilliant.
You get them all the time. You got matches. You can keep anything you need.
How much stuff do we throw away on a daily basis that you
recycle some, but some you keep back.
Yeah, it's just humidifying. Yeah, it's just find all those things. Yeah, 177 pellets. Yeah, make brilliant alcohol stove. Yeah, he's yeah, well, I can dig them down. Got loads of tins for pellets. Yeah, it's adapting, diversifying. It's actually quite good fun in a way. You start looking at things and going, what can I use that for? It
could be a competition, right? Get something like a chewing gum thing or whatever, or something like one of those. Okay. Name 10 things you can do with that.
Yeah.
And find out, then you see how many people have the same ideas or something going, I never really thought of that one.
Well, it's like we were saying the other day, isn't it?
Yeah.
The very first antiseptic that was used regularly by surgeons and doctors right back in the early days was carbolic acid. And it was only with the advent of using a perfume bottle, a perfume atomizer, okay, they figured out that mixing it with water at the right quantity, you could atomize it onto a wound rather than pouring the acid on a wound, and it worked. Carbon wool, yeah. So I keep trying to remember to order some carbon wool. Yeah.
That's it. Fishing kit. You got to see my. I've been on Temu again, and on Temu I got a. Yeah.
Down the gravel.
I got a.
Hello, puppy.
Because I like to. I haven't done it for a year or so, but I do like to fish, and I like pike and perch and chub and things like that. And they had some really cheap little lures on Temu, and so I decided to to get myself a couple to put in my little pack. And as I said to Matt, what I'm going to do is go along on one of the walks with my scooter and have a go with my little fishing rod. See if I can catch myself some pike. Oh, it's your daughter that robbed the phone. I did notice it said, I've nicked my dad's phone. Nothing wrong with you. I've got a wool shawl, and I absolutely love it. It's. Come on, little one. Right. This is my.
Yeah. Get it out for you.
Yeah.
I'll get it out for you, love.
Yeah, these are my lures from Temu. That one is a little grasshopper. You've got your treble hook on the back. I thought that was quite neat. I thought it was sort of like about £1, that one.
I like that one with the squashes down.
And then there's a frog.
That one's a little frog. But the nice thing with that is it's designed to pull through the weeds without hooking up. It's got a rattle in it, but it's a soft rubber, so when the pike bites down on it, it exposes the hooks. Although I've got to take the barbs off of that because that'd be illegal in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that little thingy one, that's quite cute.
Yeah, so Kaz she'll go out and crack up with that. And of course, that's another classic one that people don't often think about. If you're in a survival situation and you've got a lady in your party, or a girl or a woman, that's the person you want fishing. A lot of a lot of the big records in fish are actually caught by women. In fact, the salmon record is caught by a woman, and it's they say it's something to do with pheromones. I don't know. Again, it's a task that you can set to people too. And I'll tell you how bad it gets with collecting stuff that you think, oh, I can use that and modify that. Anybody that's got a dog or knows somebody with a small dog or a cat, these heavy foil trays that the food comes in, and they are quite a heavy tray. I just look, you look at things and you think to yourself,
he's ordered a few.
What can I improvise with that? Could I combine two of them like that and put holes in the top, make a stove? Cotton wool, little fire set in there. It becomes.
You can put a couple on it.
It becomes a little bit all encompassing. To the point where Kat sometimes has to turn around and go, are you going to throw that out or use it?
Yeah. But I like the frog one, but as I say, the little grasshopper one, that's perfect. Yeah. I can put that in my little bag and
we'll pellet burn basket. That's good thinking, John. Good thinking. Yeah. That's.
Yeah, you're right, Gary. You could use that for making bread buns. You could make a little.
Yeah, could. Yeah, see, and this is where the channel for me is awesome, because again,
you can make little potato cakes.
Lots of ideas, information, all flying backwards and forwards. Windshield for stoves, yeah. Bug out. Bug out. Bug in. Yeah, so it's again, isn't it? It's by sharing, you build a community. That's the idea. When I started this channel, when I started doing the Sunday lives, it started off originally with I was going to tell stories and all the rest of it, but it very quickly developed into friends. It developed in something where we chat, we swap ideas, we have a laugh and a giggle at one another. Nothing mean, nothing nasty. We're all adults. We all know that We make mistakes at times. We all know that we struggle, and sometimes laughter is the best way of dealing with something. So we share. And the beauty of this, every Sunday I go away with a list of things where I go, right, make a note of that. Go try this. Going to try that. Try that. You know, people sit there and go, "Oh, Mick, you really know your stuff." Yes, I know enough.
You left unsupervised.
Always.
I've got
learning.
the patch. I definitely am, John.
Yeah, we were left unsupervised, and isn't that one of the things as kids? You know, I was privileged to grow up in a very, very rural environment with a lot of old boys and people around me that didn't necessarily have the time. Okay, so they would do things like,
I'm gonna do it tonight.
Yeah.
But did you die? Hey, I'll get the first one in.
It would be like, oh, go and build a camp or a fort in those old bales down there. Or go and build yourselves a tree house or something. Get yourselves out of the way. Go and do something. You know, even to one old boy there to us said he was a bit savvy and a bit crafty, and because as kids you don't realise it. And he said, "Oh, I'll tell you what, kids, I bet you couldn't dig a hole there." And he must have had about 8 of us there with shovels working away all day digging this hole. No, you want to dig it a bit more over there, dig a bit more over there. A lovely fish pond 2 weeks later. All done for nothing by the local kids. But I
would have brought him up a coffee, but that's downstairs and I'm upstairs. And me trying to climb the stairs, I'll probably drop it.
Oh.
Where did we start?
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's going to get hurt. Which one of us is going to get hurt?
Yeah, well, and always sharpening sticks as a kid. I was over the farm. Always had a penknife, a little folding penknife. You'd always be sharpening sticks.
Yeah, stringing your point. Baling twine for me.
Then we used to go mud flinging.
Yeah.
You get the stick, put it in the mud, or especially if it's clay, and see how far you could flick your
conker. Well, thing is, if your daughter wants to go with you, get her out there.
Max the same with
she's the survivor of them. Marbles.
Max's daughter Robin, she was always out with her dad doing things.
Cowpat throwing. Okie doke.
Welly wanging.
I was a champion pat tosser. Okay. Now, it's a little known fact that in the West Country, one of the summer sports amongst the young lads would be to go and find a cowpat that had baked off completely, very carefully peel it from the ground, and then you can launch it like a frisbee. I'm not saying we didn't have a lot of cash in the 70s, and I'm pretty sure my old man was on to being tight. But yeah, he used to peel these things up, frisbeeing but one another. Aircraft wire, duct tape,
marbles. I've still got some marbles. I've actually got some Victorian ones that you found me, didn't you?
Yeah.
But,
well, that's the other thing as well, isn't it? Sort of. That's right.
It's like the pick up monkeys. You remember you used to get them in a tin with the monkey on it, and he used to use the one on the tin lid to pick up the other monkeys, or jack straws. We used to bounce the ball and pick up the little. No,
I've no idea.
Oh.
Mind you, then that's another thing. See, didn't have a lot of TV when I was a kid. So when I first met Kaz, when we were 19, she'd say, "Do you remember watching such and such?" I go like, didn't get to watch it. Yeah. Jacks,
that's it. Yes, you bounce the ball. Yeah.
So, and there's poor old me, and I'm making frisbees out of cowpats, collecting up bait. Oh, the old man was crafty. I'll tell you what, son, we'll take up shooting.
Hi, Benny. Did you choke on your burger, or you're all right?
Hey, Benny. Just talking about misspent childhoods, mate.
Yeah.
How badly we were treated. I mean, my dad was terrible to me. He gave me an air rifle and gave me the farm and said, go sort the rabbits out. And then when I was 13, he got me my first 14 shotgun and said, go sort the rabbits out.
I shot my first air pistol when I was 3.
It was a hard life.
It was, yeah.
But I will say, although
jumping jacks, yeah.
Although I got given an air rifle and a shotgun at an early age, that was on a farm, and I spent weeks having to prove to my father that I could be sensible with it, I could be accurate with it, I understood the rules, the regulations, and the safety of having this thing before I even got to set foot outside of a barn with it. And believe you me, as my brother found out, if my old man didn't think you were going to be sensible with it, you didn't get it. It was as simple as that. It was just, Kaz knew my father. He was a stickler. He was a very, very good guy for letting you have a bit of freedom. But as you say, with freedom comes responsibility. If you can't be responsible, you've got no freedom.
Stainless steel picture wire. Hang up anything or garrot your enemies.
And you can cut cheese with it as well. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. The good old times there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gutted. I'm too old for conscription. Damn. So, here's my plan. If they're going to conscript us, I'm starting the Home Guard here in the UK, right? Captain Mick, right? The Bushcraft Brigade.
Captain Man Mick.
Yeah, the Bushcraft Brigade. We're going to specialise in guerrilla warfare. Yeah, I'll sort them Ruskies out when they arrive.
That's all right.
Yeah. Oh, don't. Who do you think you are fooling, Mr. Putin? If you think old Blighty's done.
I'd like to see. My favourite one is when the dad's
Benny B. Private Pike.
When the bloke on his white horse is floating down the river.
And we laugh about it. When you look back to the history of the Second World War. There was a brigade. There was a stay-behind brigade within the civil defence and the Home Guard, mainly made up of poachers, country guys, who were taken away, trained in guerrilla warfare, equipped, and told to go and build these bunkers. And they were given the equipment and all to get to it, completely top secret. All over the UK, there are buried caches of grenades, rifles, ammunition, and equipment that was put there during the Second World War. The reason it was never returned after the Second World War is on Churchill's orders towards the end of the war, he said, when this is over, these need to stay in place. These old boys, they were the only people that knew where it was buried and cached, and they would basically work either solitary or in very small groups. And they were told, you will take the secret of this to your grave. And a lot of these old boys did. And all over the UK, from one end to the other, there are literally thousands of these caches buried that nobody knows where they were.
No.
Hidden away. And every now and again one gets found. And like I say, usually the equipment that was issued to them was Sten machine gun, 9mm ammunition, a couple of thousand rounds, a pistol, usually a revolver, 38, okay, 303 rifle, a couple of those, and the ammunition, hand grenades, loads of hand grenades. And the idea was if the Germans had come and flown through Britain, these old boys would have gone back to their bunkers, hidden in their cache points, in their bunkers, waited for the Germans to move through, and then would have created guerrilla attacks, ambushes, blown bridges, destroyed things by just creating pandemonium behind the German lines to try and cause as much of a problem as possible to slow the German advance up. And like I say, they're still there today. They went, literally, these old boys went to their graves with the knowledge of these things. And every now and again, one gets dug up. I've been looking and looking and looking. But
can you imagine with a metal detector, you suddenly get a spade and go like that, and then boom,
yeah,
that's all you see.
Yeah, and of course, what Churchill was quite clever, and when he turned around and he said, "Look, I want this to stay secret," he knew after the Second World War we were going to go into a Cold War, and his thing to these guys was, "You will stay operational, right, until such time as you're instructed not to." And nobody ever thought to tell them not to. They just stayed and stayed and stayed.
So. Yeah. Actually, there's a big cash van. Some old blokes guarding Reading.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And where I come from, Cranley, there's on the hills behind Cranley, we had a lot of Canadian and American soldiers here during the Second World War.
Take care, my lovely.
Night, lovey. Hopefully see you tomorrow.
Yep.
And what they did was when the they left after the Second World War,
right, John.
They took all the old unused stuff up onto the hills behind Cranley and buried it. And they buried jeeps, they buried motorbikes,
yeah.
engines, guns, ammo, and they pour more and more soil out. So somewhere up on those hills, there are all these weapons.
Well, let's face it, one of the issues for any large force that's moving out of an area is moving. You got to look at Afghanistan, haven't you? The amount of kit that was left behind, and unfortunately, in that situation, the kit was left, in good order, which was a real shame. Apart from. Well, I was reading a story the other day, and it made me laugh. It was a helicopter technician. Once he realised they were going to be pulling out of Afghanistan, and all these helicopters were probably going to fall into the hands of the Taliban and that, he went round aircraft, reconnecting control modules and bits and pieces, and reversing bits and pieces. The idea being that even if you had the manual or you had somebody come in that knew how to fly this thing, you'd be all right to start off with. But as soon as you got off the deck, something would either go out of kilter or your controls would be reversed. Bloody genius.
Well, Gary, I think the reason why it never got found is that the fact that they used to throw all sorts of crap and metal up there.
That one up at Cranley.
And earth, so they don't really know whereabouts.
The thing is, with the one in Cranley, is the same as the one that was at Blackbush. Basically, they dug a huge hole. I mean, when I say a huge hole, I mean a huge hole. This one at Cranley is where there was at one time a quarry, and they literally dumped the kit in and then stuck 40 foot of soil over the top of it, graded it all, and that was it. That used to have a guard on it right through to the late 50s, early 60s.
But now you got,
all the trees have grown up on it.
Have grown up.
Yeah, we got the same thing at Blackbush over the back here. Now, that used to be an airfield, a USAF airfield. And again, there, what they did was they bulldozed out an area and they buried a load of kit. Well, where the airfield was has just been turned into a gravel quarry, and they're extracting gravel. And they've pulled all sorts of stuff out of there, everything, old Jeeps, bits of equipment, bits of engine. And again, in a lot of cases, it wasn't things like firearms, bullets and explosives, but it was the kit that they looked at and went, do you know what, that's not worth shipping back to the States. It's had it. It's an old knackered engine, or it's a load of old props, or a load of old bits and pieces, and they literally dig a big hole, bury it, blend it back in, done. Yeah, we won't get into how I feel about Afghanistan because for 16 years that was a big part of my life, and yeah, I'm a bit miffed by that. Yeah, service.
So what is the plan for your bids this week? Because you got scouts this week, haven't you?
Yeah, I got scouts on Wednesday. I was thinking this week might do a bit of survival, might do a bit of next step, might do a bit of. I mean, everybody seems to like the pot hanger thing, so I might do something more along that, something a bit more bushcrafty survival this week. See how it plays out. See how we go with time, weather conditions, and that.
Temu stuff as well.
Yeah, I've got 2 shorts I put up today. Basically, I take them from videos I did today. So the drive-in today, I tried filming it on the GoPro. So it might be a bit of a drive-in with that beautiful sunrise and the Swedish style log. It's not definitely a Swedish fire log because I haven't bound it with wire.
Gary would like to see some snare making.
Snare making. Okay.
I should write that down. Like a short video.
Yeah, do that.
Not like Benny. Remember, email.
Yes, have some brass wire. Okay, brass wire tends to be best, purely and simply because it's easy to work. So you get your brass wire, and what you do, you want to take a loop. Now, what you want to do,
I can take things down with a frisbee.
You want to form quite an open loop like that. Okay, and then nice thing with a bit of brass wire. Wind over. Now,
Mark wants to know if he's been out collecting fat wood. Yeah. Is it okay to leave it without trimming off the rest of the wood, or best to prep it?
I try and prep it as soon as I can, and then I try and put it into some sort of plastic bag. Basically, you've got turpentine in there. Now, turpentine will evaporate with time. It's not quick. Take a few weeks, a couple of months, depending on the air conditions, temperature, and so on. So what I try and do is I will trim off all the gunk crap, the what do you call it? All the soft tissue that's around it. Get down to your fat wood as quick as possible. Right? And then if you're going to store it, store it.
Wrap it in cling
I
film.
like to keep a small chunk of fat wood about that big, about that long, about as thick as my thumb, in a go bag. But one of the things you can do to preserve that is to cover it in wax. Okay, so what you don't want to do, you don't want to heat wax up and drop it into hot wax, because what happens, you'll evaporate the turpentine. But you can basically, if you take a candle and you can coat it with the wax, and then that helps to seal the wood, preserve it. So quick, easy snare. So there we go. Made a loop. Now make a dog leg like that. That dog leg becomes your holder for your snare. So you see like that. See, the snare comes up around there like that. That end comes out. Now, one of the things that I used to do when I was a nipper was I'd form my loop at that end. And because we didn't have paracord in those days, I'd take a bootlace about 8 inches long, and the bootlace would go from that to the peg, right? Which, because the wire's got a bit more resistance on it, it give it the chance to flop about. Obviously, something goes through that, it pulls. Now, one reason is use brass wire, as it moves, it locks. Okay, so it locks up and it can't come off. Right, If you're going to use snares, just bear in mind, I don't know where you are. Yeah. Only as Lee Michaels just said, trapping is only legal on private land. You can't do it on public land. You will go to prison for it. Your traps must be monitored. In the UK law, your traps must be checked, and they must be checked regularly. The idea is you can then dispatch anything you've caught in it as soon as possible. Now, I personally would only use a snare in a survival situation where I had no other choice, because anybody that's done snaring will tell you it's an awful way of catching something.
What he's just saying about it's just for
But
survival.
that is a basic snare for a shit it's a fan situation. Okay. Now you can make smaller versions of that for catching squirrels. Okay. And that can be put on boughs, that can be put on climbing points for squirrels. You can use it for catching birds. Okay. You can run a line of snares along a log. Okay, and actually have them suspended. But the real art and the Makata is the real art to using these methods is learn to track your animals, learn to read the ground, and learn to see where they run. Okay, rabbits are creatures of habit, so they'll always bolt for the same holes in the hedge. Now, me and Mac would both love to do a video on long netting. It's something we've both experienced. Long netting was a very, very old method, and a long net was made usually of silk. Okay, and it's about 1.5 meters high, and it would be placed out along a field, along one edge of a field. Now, this would be done on a windy night, primarily, with as little moon as possible, because what it entailed is going out and setting that long net along that field when the rabbits were out on the field. So it meant moving silently, quietly, literally tiptoeing along, pushing the stakes in carefully and setting the net. Once the net was set, a team of guys would work across the field making a noise, bolting the rabbits, and the rabbits would then bolt for the hedge straight into the silk net. And at that point, the guys would have to move quickly, because it is run out, dispatch a rabbit, run out, dispatch a rabbit, run out, dispatch a rabbit. And long netting could result in you catching 30, 40, 50. I've even heard of people catching over 100 rabbits in one go. Now, again, it became popular during the Second World War, because these rabbits would then come back into the food source for the village and the community. Not so much through legal means, i.e. going to the butcher, which is what they were supposed to do. Invariably, there'd be a couple of rabbits dropped off here, dropped off there. You knew where you were getting them from, and you would return the favour if you needed to. But again, it would go into the community.
Yeah, the reason why you have to sort of make that, I mean, we all understand that it's like only the shit at the fan situation, but some people will view the video and think, oh, you know, that it's unfortunately
have to be. And again, one of the things I have to be aware of is you guys are sensible. I have to be aware that somebody who may be a bit young, might be a nipper, watches me do something like that and then goes and tries it out for himself without leaving it somewhere sensible, managing it, maintaining it.
We used to have some of the elderly neighbours around here were all Londoners. Yeah. And they were so happy because he used to bring rabbits home for the old girls, because I had a rabbit for years.
God, this has been a nightmare in the end. It started off with, coming home one day with a couple of rabbits, and the old girl going, "Oh, you've got a couple of rabbits?" I said, yeah. I look after the rabbits. So I have to control them where I work. Oh, have you ever got a spare one? I'll have it. Well, I'll tell you what, love. I'd probably take off 10 to 20 rabbits a week. If you want a couple of rabbits a week, I'll bring you a couple of rabbits a week. Do you want them gutted and cleaned? Oh, yes, please. And then her next door neighbour, oh, if you're getting her a couple of rabbits, you couldn't get me a couple, could you? And then the next one, could you get me a couple of rabbits? So it went.
Yeah. But you're right, James. People don't really eat rabbit anymore. I mean, I don't like rabbit. I never have liked rabbit. I eat most anything, but not bunny. Yeah. But if push comes to shove, yeah, I'd eat it.
Yeah, well, that's the difference, isn't it? If you're hungry, you're hungry.
Yeah.
I'm always hearing people say, I wouldn't eat this and I wouldn't eat that. But if you're hungry enough, you'll eat anything.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no worries there. Benny's a good lad. Right, bugs. Okay, bugs are one of the highest sources of protein you'll find. For their weight, they contain more protein than almost anything else. Oh, bugs is safe. Sorry, I think you meant bugs as in...
Yeah, for me, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll cook them. I have no problem cooking them, but I don't eat them myself.
The other thing is, I see so many people doing rabbit, like catching rabbit, cooking it straight away. If you want a really, really, really nice rabbit, okay, take your rabbit, clean it, quarter it. Don't do any more than quarter it. Put it in salt water, okay, and you literally want about a quarter of a cup of salt to a good large bowl of water, and you want to soak that minimum of overnight, if you can, 24 hours. Okay, and then you make your stew with it. But when you make your stew, you cook it as slowly as possible. If you can cook that stew for 4 to 5 hours after salting it, I guarantee you, what we used to do, you literally pick the bones out and leave the meat. It's absolutely delicious. Or if you want to do it to preserve the meat, or to make a pie or something else, you don't want to do a stew, boil the meat in water for about 2 to 3 hours, and you will literally be able to pick the meat cooked off the bones. And I've done it many times. I've served people that chicken, rabbit, and told them it's chicken, and they've squaddies especially. You're teaching them this, and you go, there you go. And they look at it, it sees a bit of white meat, and they go, what's that? Not rabbit, is it? No, it's not rabbit, mate. It's chicken. Oh, and then I've never had chicken like this. It tastes gorgeous. You just wait till they finish it.
We had a friend once who
rabbit. The salt water takes away the smell as well.
Wife had never done rabbit stew, so they invited him round for this rabbit stew, and he was come across this big Pyrex clear Pyrex dish with what looked like ditch water. It was that so good gravy, tin peas, and sweet corn floating in it, and this rabbit.
4/4 of a rabbit, and what the worst thing was, he'd microwaved it. Hadn't soaked it. Literally put the quarters in, microwaved the whole thing for about 10 minutes. I've never had rubber rabbit before. And you know, when you're sitting there, it was a lovely guy. A really nice guy, but you know, when you're sitting there with somebody and you've got a quarter of rabbit, and you're like, and he's looking at you going, what do you reckon, Mick? What do you reckon? Yeah, really nice. So unfortunately, you got a bit of a tough one here, didn't you? He must have been an old one trying to be nice, you know, as you do. Oh, bloody horrible that was. Bloody horrible. Yeah, soak your rabbit, salt water. In fact, any game, whether it's pheasant breast, pigeon breast, hare, venison, salt water it. What it does, it helps to break up the binding fibres. Okay, so again, loosens the meat off, and then you just cook it long and slow.
Yeah, kill a kitten. You're right. Rabbit starvation. Yeah, you starve to death just by eating rabbit.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Is it
right? It's right. Oh, I had to do a lot of research on this over the years. So rabbit starvation. The big thing about rabbit starvation came out after a Royal Naval Arctic expedition decided to go to the North Pole, and because they wanted to have fresh meat on the way, the only food source they took with them was caged rabbits. They took nothing else with them other than rabbits, thinking being high protein diet will be fine. Now, Up until 1954, the most common meat eaten in the United Kingdom and was eaten pretty much 2 to 3 times a week by the majority of people was rabbit. Okay, people didn't eat chicken. Chicken were for eggs, roosters if you had the money or for Christmas and so on. But people ate majority of the meat was rabbit. And they didn't get rabbit starvation. The thing with rabbit starvation is it's a high protein content. If you are not getting carbohydrates, oils and sugars with it, that protein builds up in your body and your body goes into famine mode because it's just getting protein, and it will start to try and find fat in your body, starts to try and find the other calories that it needs, and it basically sources them for your body, leading to rabbit starvation. If you're using rabbit as your sole meat source, you need a carbohydrate with it. If you can balance it out with potatoes, roots, burdock, things like that, you've got nothing to worry about. If you can then up it with a bit of fat intake as well, i.e. a bit of bacon, bit of butter, whatever you've got, cheese, you'll balance out. You won't get rabbit starvation or protein starvation all the time that you're getting those things. The keto diet was based on rabbit starvation. This wonderful diet where, tell you what you do, you literally just go onto a protein diet, and if you have nothing but protein, you'll lose weight. Oh, by golly, you will. You definitely will. But if you can balance it out with a bit of, like I say, if you're going to go onto a rabbit-only diet, you can balance it out. When I was a nipper, we kept the hens for eggs, which obviously gave us other sources of amino acids, essential vitamins, minerals, and that. We never ate a rabbit. I never ate the chickens. But my mum used to breed and keep rabbits, and the rabbits went to the pot. And literally, our meat for probably right up until about 1977 for my family, majority of our meat was rabbit. It was either caught rabbit or the rabbits we bred. But because mum made things like bread herself, we ate the potatoes, we got vegetables, we got everything else we needed with it. It balances it out. So the whole thing of rabbit starvation isn't so much that the rabbit is bad for you. It's not. It's the fact if you try and live on just rabbit, then you will have a problem. And it could not just rabbit. If people go on, I'm on a steak only diet, protein starvation. That's why they're having weight loss. Okay, so again, don't it, when everybody in this expedition died and they did their analysis of why it went wrong, that was the thing came back was rabbit starvation, and it created a big myth and a big fear throughout lots of different communities about if you just live on rabbit, you will die. Yes, if you just live off rabbit, you will die. If you can balance it out, you're away. Yeah.
Thing is,
in actual fact, rabbit game is the best meat you can get. It's got the highest level of protein, highest level of amino acids, which your body can't get from pretty much anything else other than meat. It's got very little bad fats. Okay, so again, if you've got to go onto a restrictive diet, game's one of the best things to have. But for goodness sake, balance it out. Unless you want to lose weight, and if you do want to lose weight over a short period, yeah, it's a great method. You can eat I'm telling you this, you can eat as much steak and chicken breast as you want. Just make sure there's no fat. Okay, you will lose weight. However, you can't do it for very long.
Yeah, there's still myxomatosis about, but the rabbits are starting to get.
Yeah, I've eaten a few mixed rabbits over the years.
Starting to get an immunity to it now, aren't they? Yeah. Finally.
I've eaten a few mixed rabbits. My eyes are fine. My ears haven't fallen off. Hate mixie.
Cocaine diet works.
I saw it on the YouTube the other week. Was it a guy? They were talking. They were interviewing people coming out of a shop about the lottery, and they were asking people, what would you do if you won £3 million on the lottery? And this chap comes out, this woman's interviewed, and she goes, what would you do if you won £3 million on the lottery? And he went, cocaine and prostitutes. Walked off. She's like, well, obviously that went to an edit, but it's come out brilliant. Carnivore diet's brilliant, but you've got to balance it. You've got to have a balance. I mean, it's one of the things. It's like we were talking about dogs the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you look at dogs in the wild dogs, okay, so don't just eat the meat. They will dig out roots, tubers, berries,
insects.
They will scavenge insects. They will find what they can. I had somebody try to argue with me. They said, I said, why does your dog eat grass? Like, dogs eat grass because it's medicinal to them. It will cause an emetic effect. But they know. They will. I used to have a Labrador. Used to come back with a purple mouth because he used to go to the bramble bushes and pull the blackberries off one by one. Hey, dog. In fact, Bracken, Border Terrier.
Yeah.
I grow wild strawberries in the front garden. And for 2 months of the year, the garden is just a massive, tiny little strawberry. She come in one day. We thought she'd killed something because her mouth was blood red, all down her chin and everything. Got her cleaned up. Couldn't find any injuries. Was all flapping and panicking. The following day, I sat out in the garden with my coffee, and I see the dog just going along hoovering these strawberries off the plants. Again, because they know it's got sugars in it. It tastes nice.
She's a bugger for herbs as well, wasn't she? Fresh herbs. My herb garden, I've got everything in pots and that because we use a lot of fresh herbs.
Gary, yeah. You watched the same documentary about Canada, didn't you?
We need 2 hours off already. Oh dear. Yeah, she used to pluck the sage, mint. She's a bugger for everything.
Bloody planes, buying them all off, planes and helicopters. And again, as you're all aware, so I'm completely deaf in one ear roll, and I've only got about a third of the hearing in the other one, and that's high and mid-tone deaf anyhow. So problems for me with helicopters and planes, I don't tend to notice them until they're right above us. Problem with the camera, there's a mic on it, picks them up bloody miles away. And the amount of stuff I've gone to edit, and you can see me like that, and all you can hear is a Chinook or something like that going over. So now it's just we got. How many airports we've got around? We've got Popham Airfield, which is a civilian airfield, but it's also where they fly all the Spitfires out of because they've got the Spitfire Club down there. We've got Odium, which is heliborne.
You've got the one that's a little tiny one that's on next to
Blackbush civilian airport, and then we've got
a little private one going away to
Farnborough International Airport, and then we've got a little one on the way down to Basingstoke. So we've literally around this area, we've got probably 8 or 9 airfields, and it is just literally, it's a pain in the arse, absolute nightmare, especially for me, because it's the amount of times I actually look up and go, oh, yeah, it's plain. Delete that, go back and redo it. And sometimes I just don't realise until I get home and I'm on the edit and I'm like, oh, that's ruined.
Excuse me.
Sticks, his dog used to dig up his carrots and eat the sunflowers. Yeah, because the dog knows what's good for it. Yeah. You know, it's one of those things in a survival situation. Yeah, if your dog can eat it, pretty much you
Willow's a bit weird because he likes oranges and satsumas, doesn't he?
Oh no, they're sticking PC camp names up, are they? Yeah, that's happening all over. Lee, you're lucky. It's a pain in the arse. Although I've got to say, this weekend, Greta Thunberg, bless her little tiny socks, her little tiny cotton socks. She's flown into Farnborough Airport to protest at the planes that are being used, and then flew out again.
Oh yeah. She was down at the. Yeah,
I can't get my head around it. So you've flown into the UK to protest at an airfield that's a new airfield that prides itself on having some of the most ecologically aware companies there possible.
Yeah.
And then flew out again.
They had some lady a month or two back. She'd been out protesting about stop oil and all that, and then someone had put a photograph off her Facebook profile. She was going off to Ibiza. Flying to Ibiza.
Good old Greta, right?
Yeah.
Good old Greta. I mean, somebody's probably going to tell me she walked here, swam the channel, didn't want to use a boat because it burned diesel, right? Hitchhiked all the way up.
Shanklin's pony.
Yeah. And stood there and then put her rucksack on her back, tabbed back down to the channel, waded out, doggy paddled all the way back across the channel and walked all the way home. Yeah. That's the reality of it, isn't it?
Yeah, the amount of the stupidity with this, trying to stop cooking oil and all that is just the climate goblin. I like that.
Yeah, the protest at the oil depot that turned out to be a cooking oil depot. Yeah, it's just, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I will defend their right to protest. I will defend
age.
Absolutely their right to protest. I've got no problem. I've got no problem with anybody protesting. If it's not what you believe, that's what you believe, and I will fight for your right to stand up and say I don't agree or I don't like. But
Johnson
got to respect my right to do what I do.
Doggy paddle. That's canine appropriation. That's just wrong.
I've just appropriated canines. Oh, and it's like breaststroke. You're not allowed to call breaststroke anymore, are you? Because that's got connotations.
I'll keep my connotations to myself, thank you.
Oh. Yeah, so, you're not going to be allowed to duck dive anymore.
Yeah.
Just stop oil. Yeah. So I wonder what they'd be wearing and how they get to and from their protests. I don't actually see, and I've looked, I don't see massed lines of stop oil protesters hitchhiking or walking along the UK's roads. They all use trains, buses, planes, cars. Otherwise, you just see hundreds and hundreds of orange tabards walking their way out to where they're going to protest, let alone going and sitting in a road.
Woman of the Year was a man. Please square that one for me.
Oh, don't
go down that rabbit hole.
Don't start me on that one.
Yeah.
I'm just glad all those old boys, and I mean all those old fellas that I knew when I was a teenager growing up, all those old boys that had been through the First and Second World War, some of them, old country lads, I'm glad they're gone, because they couldn't survive in today's world, because everybody would be telling them, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do it. And this is one of the biggest bugbears for me, is I will defend the right of anybody to say what they want. Okay, it's your God-given right to say what you want. As long as you're not hurting somebody or preaching hate, say and believe what you want. But at least have the good grace and decency to accept that I'm allowed to believe something else. That's the bit that annoys me.
The other day, because being registered disabled, I've got a blue badge for the car, and I put a photograph up of someone who'd parked a car in a disabled pay.
Too right, Jamie. Don't have jobs.
And I've put, that it's wrong, and that they're there for disabled people. And I got so much backlash from someone because they said, I've got, you wouldn't realise that I'm disabled, but I understand not all disabilities on the outside.
But if you want to park a disabled bay, go get a disabled badge.
Yeah, it's like a natural thing. You park the car, you take your seatbelt off, park the car. I get my blue badge out and put it on the windowsill. People do that, so.
Oh yeah, you're right, Norman. You're looking at my head now.
Don't you call me a silly old moo.
Silly old moo. Yeah, I've got it. Bless him. And then see, that's another thing. That's another one. So I was looking it up, and it is pretty much banned. BBC won't show it. ITV won't show it because it's not politically correct. It was a programme lampooning racism. The lead actor, right, good old Warren Mitchell, was Jewish. Okay, and it takes the mickey out of the racist and the racist attitude and an ignorant attitude. It just I don't get it. People are so hurt by ineffectual things, and the same people will go out of their ways to cause proper suffering in others.
I couldn't. The one that really blew me was the whole these children want to identify as cats, and they weren't allowed litter trays
in this class. Yeah.
What?
Lovely. And of course, one of my favourite films of all time. I don't care who knows it because I think it was an awesome piece of work. Absolutely hilarious, and was a great example of good old-fashioned humour, was Blazing Saddles. Yeah, I thought that film was fantastic.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles.
Is it Kitten Killer? Oh, excellent. I should look it up. Blazing Saddles, yeah. Can't go wrong with a bit of Blazing Saddles. Okay. That's... and I'm not going to quote anything from it because I know YouTube will go ballistic. Monty Python.
Life of Brian.
I was tempted to get up on the old castle wall and start shouting at Mac. Yeah, Scottish Connecticut. American history, yeah. And again, back to a time when people could laugh without being offended and could see the funny side of things. Yeah, all the great comedians that we wouldn't have today would not be allowed. Billy Connolly.
I love Dave Allen.
Dave Allen, yeah. Wouldn't be allowed to operate today. Yeah, Dave Allen, what was his finishing line? Does anybody remember that? It was a great
God go with you. Yeah.
May your gods go with you. Okay. Nothing secular. No, Rob.
Yeah, the Carry On films, Benny Hill. Oh,
Carry On films. Boys got brought up on them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt,
I knew you were going to do it. You just can't help yourself. Bernard Manning, yeah. And you used to watch all the comedians, didn't you? You used to
young ones. Comedians. Yeah, young ones wouldn't be allowed now.
No.
It's just different time. And for all of you that remember these,
like Animal House,
just think how lucky you are. Yeah, National Lampoon's Animal House.
Animal House. I've still got that.
Porky's. Anybody remember Porky's?
I've still got that on video as well.
Porky's.
DVD. Love Thy Neighbour.
Love Thy Neighbour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticks. I'm the daddy now.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, YouTube got you there, Mac. They've redacted that one.
What's that? All right.
Yeah, there's certain things they won't let you say. All right. You got redacted, dude.
Yeah, you got it that time.
Oh no, you got it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Dick Emery.
All there Dick on the Emery Jim Davison Street.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't hurting anybody. It wasn't pointing the finger and saying they're bad people, these are bad people. It just taking the pointing out the funny side in human beings. My lot, West Country, Cornish, Devon, Somerset, Dorset, right? How many times have these people been pictured as being a bit thick and a bit inbred and leaning on farm gates with their gowns on with 3 crosses on them, permanently drunk on cider? I'm not offended by it. Right, possibly because it's true, but it's just. Oh, do you want to Yorkshire?
Cannonball. I wouldn't have fun. I would have saw Cannonball in London, and I was horrified because I went up there. I was 15, I think, when my friend with a friend, and if it was F this, F that, and it was like, oh,
yeah, mind your language.
Yeah,
another one, yeah.
Or please, sir.
Please, sir. Yeah. Old D Marty, Celebrity Roast, yeah.
The Phantom of Raspberry Blower of old London
2
town.
Ronnies took the mickey out of the Country Bumpkins. Yeah. No, nobody down my end was offended by it. They think it was hilarious. Namely, because there'll be somebody in the village and they go, "Oh, it's just like so and so, isn't it?" It's like Jethro. I mean, there is a prime example of being able to take the mickey at your own people and having a laugh and not being offended by and people not being offended by
image. You wouldn't have spitting image now.
No.
God, can you imagine them trying to do Putin and all that now? They'll go flipping.
What was it my dad once said? If you can't laugh at yourself, you don't have the right to laugh at anybody else.
Mm.
Yeah. And again, laughing at people. If it's a case of pointing and being mean and absolutely being nasty and genuinely being hateful, then yes, ban it. If it's just pointing out something that's genuinely funny, it's not done in a hurtful way. It's just done. I mean, look at YouTube. What's the biggest seller?
Beverly Hillbillies. I used to love watching that.
What is the biggest seller on YouTube video-wise? Fail Army.
Okay. Oh yeah, if I feel like I've had a bad day, I do love a Fail Army.
People laughing at other people, falling over, getting hurt, falling off things, doing stupid things, and invariably getting hurt. Okay. Now, how does that compare? If you're one of these people that thinks you should not be able to laugh at anybody else because it's hurtful, nasty, and so on, why is that so big?
Yeah, we used to watch even worse one. It was called "Ouch, That's Got to Hurt."
Oh yeah,
and that was lots of broken bones and things like that.
Beatles about.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's again, there's a point laughing at jocks, right? Laughing at the Welsh, laughing at the Cornish, laughing at the English. Okay, it's as long as it's done in good taste, it's not done in a hateful manner. It's always been there. We've all heard the stories and the jokes. Okay. The only ones that nobody seems to take the mickey out of, and I don't understand why, it's people from the Isle of Man, Manxman. Nobody seems to want to laugh at them, but then, let's face it, they do drive around that island on motorbikes at over 100 miles an hour. Jasper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the mole? Yeah.
Right, say hello to the peoples.
Yeah. And well, 2 hours and 19 minutes. Right. Guys.
When I was in the house.
I think I'm going to start winding up there because the dog's just gone off.
Oh,
you blow raspberries on him. I'm gonna start winding up there. We will shut down in another 10 minutes. I think we'll call that 2 hours and 30 minutes tonight, guys. I'll give you a chance to say your good nights to one another, and if you want to ask us any last questions or anything like that, do so. Have an awesome week wherever you are in this world. Have a great week. Enjoy yourself. Laugh at somebody. My challenge to you. Not in a nasty, hateful way, but go out and have a laugh at somebody. When they look at you a bit weird and go, "You laughing at me?" Go, "Yes." And by all means, laugh back at me. Yeah. Anybody that's got a black eye come next Sunday, don't blame it on me. Have a great week, guys. Stay safe. Ray, hope everything goes well. Yeah.
Night,
Foles, wonderful things.
Night,
Matt,
Ray.
I will speak to you later, mate. Take it easy. Take it easy. Just Jamie's. Oh, mate. Yeah, work at 5. See you. Yeah, see you on the tube. Take it easy, my friend. Have a great week and don't work too hard. Lee, yeah, as usual, mate. Great, mate. Lovely to see you. Lovely to hear from you. Take it easy. Look after yourself.
No, it wasn't. It was no. If it had been me, I'd have been falling off the chair laughing.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
Fart humour.
Yeah.
Fart humour. Kaz is laughing. Yeah, she can't resist it. Gary, have an awesome one, mate. John, take it easy, mate. Have a great day. Yeah, enjoy yourself. Sticks, night all, mate. Take care. Look after yourself. Have a great week. Keep the videos coming. They're awesome. Stealth Car Camper, same to you, my friend. Have an awesome week. Catch up with you next Sunday. Yeah, keep them coming. Look forward to it. Timmy,
thank you.
Have an awesome week, mate. Enjoy yourself. BJ, I'll take it's daytime there for you. Have a great day, mate. Enjoy yourselves. All the best to your family and all the rest of it. Give them all hugs and kisses from us.
Have a fantastic week.
Take it easy.
And we'll see you next week.
John, same to you, my friend. FU crew, same to you guys over there. Chicago. I don't know what the time is there.
Don't forget to like this live.
Take it easy. If it's daytime, have an awesome day. If it's nighttime, have a great evening. Look after yourself. Take care. Look forward to speaking to you all next week. Kit and Keller. Night, my friend. Take it easy. Have fun. Stay safe. Be good. And all of you, have some sort of an adventure this week, no matter what it is. 1641. Oh, have a lovely evening. Timmy.
If anyone upset you this week, just in your mind, picture your hands around their throat, throttling them.
Yeah, as John says, do us a favour, guys. Hit the like on the way out. It all helps. Yeah. Have an awesome, awesome week wherever you are in this wonderful world of ours. Don't let the loonies pull you down. Don't let the maniacs, the manics, and all the depressives out there destroy your day. Yeah, just keep grinning. Remember, I'm here for you. You know, have your adventures and your fun.
If you need us through the week, you know the email address to get hold of us. We'll just check twice a day.
Martin, have a wonderful week, my friend. All my love to you and your family. Take it easy. Have a good one. Stay safe, my friend. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful.
It was busy tonight.
Yeah, I thought I was going to struggle tonight because I am exhausted. I was up at 4 this morning. It's been a long couple of days. But yeah, as usual, you buoyed me up. You kept me going. It's absolutely wonderful. What I have to do now is I go downstairs, have a cup of tea, and then try and wind down for a couple of hours so that I can sleep tonight. Once I'm just all buoyed up. Yeah, we'll get. I am still live, mate. What I do is when I finish off on my live streams, I normally give it a good sort of 5, sometimes 10 minutes, just to give people a chance to say goodnight to one another. I'm always aware of the fact, although we're the face that you see, everybody out there on the chat, you're all making friends, you're all chatting to one another. So it gives you a chance if you want to put a message up to somebody or you want to make a comment or so you can do. But other than that, my friend, take it easy. Be good.
Yeah, we'll let you know in advance when the night canal walk is.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Right. Yeah, time does fly when you're having fun. But saying that, excellent. Look forward to meeting you too, my friend. Saying that, we're 2:24 and 47. I'm going to call it quits there because I think everybody has managed to have a chat, have a laugh, and say good night. Guys, from Mick, Kaz, Mac, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival, and the Hampshire Hog Hunters, have an awesome week. Stay safe, have fun, look after yourselves. Love those you do, forget those you don't. And as always, peace and light be upon you all, guys. Take it easy. Till next time. Mickey out.
Night all.